Hello there. I'm very, very excited to actually start reading this book with you. As you may know, the last time I was going to record a lesson in live and there was no sound, it didn't work. And then I took this as a message that this is not meant to be read. And I felt actually a little bit lost, because I had been reading the Course in Miracles for a whole entire year last year. And doing Qigong classes for Course in Miracles. So I was a little bit kind of lost. What is the purpose? So in this morning when I opened up the Foundation for Inner Peace book to see, maybe to start on the manual for teachers, the pen fell out of the book as I was holding it. And then it pointed towards the URTEXT Manuscripts version. And then I was thinking, do you want me to read this? And I was thinking, okay, let's do it. So I have just recorded the preface by Doug Thompson about the URTEXT manuscripts. And now I'm totally excited to start reading this book for you, the introduction, the text one. In the preface, I'm explaining more about the URTEXT. If you want to read that, it is much longer than I expected it. And I just got both of this is the sparkly edition of A Course in Miracles, and this is the Foundation for Inner Peace, and here is the URTEXT version. And what I want to read to you is this, and I've put now both of the books here next to me, because just for reason of comparison, if some kind of inspiration comes over, that we want to do this. So the URTEXT version has got all the text here. I'm just going to show you one page. So you've got the page, you've got the text here, and then there's a line, and these are the footnotes. And those footnotes, they're often referring sometimes to the Bible, sometimes they're referring to another version of the Course in Miracles, and sometimes they're even putting the original typed up text here for us to make up our own mind what we think is the right version for us, or which is resonating true for us. Anyway, let's get reading and see where it takes us. Especially the first chapters, they are very, very interesting to read, because there has been so much of the text being edited out, which is the Foundation for Inner Peace version, and really a lot of the stuff which is inside the URTEXT manuscript version is what made me understand the Course in Miracles better and the whole message better. And it gave me a lot of enlightenment, a lot of clearance in my mind to understand what this whole body of work is actually about. By the way, my name is Judith. You're at the ACIM Qigong, which is part of the Lucid Mind Qigong. I'm a Qigong instructor, and I've already recorded the 365 lessons with Qigong classes last year. So if you're a Course in Miracles student, you can look for your lesson and do the Qigong class with me, if you fancy. You've got the link below in the description. And at the end, I'm going to give you relevant links to the different, which I consider to be important. So let's begin. URTEXT Volume 1, Chapter 1, Introduction to Miracles. I have already recorded the Introduction of Miracles, where we are reading the Foundation of Inner Peace version. This is a different kind of version. There is much more to it, and I'm going to have to divide this into several different recordings. So, Chapter 1, Introduction to Miracles. It is crucial to say first that this is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what to take when. It is just because you are not ready to do what you should elect to do that time exists at all. Let me just read this again. It is just because you are not ready to do what you should elect to do that time exists at all. And then it says in brackets, you will see miracles through your hands through me. You should begin each day with the prayer, help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me today. There you go. I'm going to have to underline this one more time. this is how we should start our day, especially when we have already done the lessons, when we have already done the workbook. Often we don't know how to do it. Well, here it says it. Help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me today. This is what I am choosing to do as well today. Help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me today. And then we go to the next subtitle, Principles of Miracles. So this nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. This has not come yet. So here's the principles of miracles. Principles of miracles. So this whole thing, which is in the first page of both the sparkly and the FIB version, this particular part is not here in the URTEXT. It begins like that. The first thing to remember about miracles is that there is no order of difficulty among them. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. This is already the first miracle. There is something added here which is not in the original URTEXT. It says here, all expressions of love are maximal. It doesn't say this in here. So then the second principle, it goes, miracles do not matter. They are quite unimportant. Miracles number 3. They occur naturally as an expression of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. And then it's still miracle number 3. This explains the first point related to the lack of order. All expressions of love are maximal. So that all expressions of love are maximal, they put that into the number 1. This explains the first point related to the lack of order, because all expressions of love are maximal. Then it goes, this is why the thing in itself does not matter. The only thing that matters is the source. And this is far beyond human evaluation. So the thing in itself, that's why the miracle in itself does not matter. The miracles in themselves, they're actually quite unimportant. It's because the only thing that matters is the source. And this is far beyond human evaluation. We are still on miracle number 3. And then it says here, Q&A regarding first 3 points. The question goes by Helen Schuckmann. Would you regard this communication as a kind of miracle? Helen asks. And the answer comes, there is nothing special or surprising about this at all. The one thing that happened was that the universal miracle, which was the experience of intense love that you have felt. And then it says in brackets, don't get embarrassed by the idea of love. Embarrassment is only a form of fear, and actually a particularly dangerous form because it reflects egocentricity. Get that? I have to just read this again because this is so incredible. So it says here, Helen Schuckmann asks, would you regard this communication as a kind of miracle? And then the answer comes, there is nothing special or surprising about this at all. The one thing that happened was the universal miracle, which was the experience of intense love that you have felt. So this is when you get this intense experience of love, which I think I call touching the soul of another person, or I've also said experiencing eternity. This is how I expressed it. The way I described this experience of intense love, this intense sense of expansion and inclusion and of oneness. Didn't have it many times in my life, but it's still one of those feelings when I tune into it, it reverberates. I can just pick it up again. So it says here, the one thing that happened was the universal miracle, which was the experience of intense love that you have felt. And then it says in brackets, don't get embarrassed by the idea of love. Embarrassment is only a form of fear, and actually a particularly dangerous form because it reflects egocentricity. I have to repeat this one more time. Don't get embarrassed by the idea of love. Embarrassment is only a form of fear. Embarrassment is a form of fear, and I can get really embarrassed. And then it says here, and actually, embarrassment is a particularly dangerous form because it reflects egocentricity. You get that? Amazing. I remember when I read this the first time, I had to read it over and over again, just like today, to get this, because I get so often so embarrassed. It goes still, we're still on miracle principle number 3, whereby here this was only 3 lines. Let me see how it is on this one. As well, 3 lines. We are still on number 3. Do not feel guilty about the fact that you are doubting this. Just reread them and their truth will come to you. And I think this, for example, message is extremely important because we all have been embarrassed. So we need to know about embarrassment and we need to know it within this particular context. Do not feel guilty about the fact that you are doubting this. Just reread them and their truth will come to you. I love you, the voice says. According to Course in Miracles and everybody, this is Jesus of Nazareth, the Christ within you. I love you and I am not afraid or embarrassed or doubtful. My strength, and my is in capital letters, my strength will support you, so don't worry and leave the rest to me. But when you see B, this is William Thetford, be sure to tell him how much he helped you through by giving you the right message, and don't bother with worrying about how you received it. That doesn't matter either. You were just afraid. You see, there's the communication directly between the voice and Helen Schuckman. There's a lot of footnotes which are giving additional thing, but I'm not going to read them because this is giving us too much deviation that you can do when you buy the book yourself. We are still on number 3, and then it says, still in brackets, it says Helen Schuckman, fearful in taxi about communication which related to Dave's healing and Jonathan's hernia. She thought it would be safer to dissociate the two. Instructions were refer to point 1 and reread now. So what is the point 1? The first thing to remember about miracle is that there is no order of difficulty among them. One is not harder or bigger than another. They are all the same. Now we come to miracle number 4. And this is here the same again. So we have got that much text in the URTEXT which is not here. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. He will direct you very specifically. And for me as well, when you're reading this, it is talking to you and me. It's not only talking to Helen, it's talking to us. All miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. He will direct you very specifically. Then it's going in brackets again to an addition to miracle number 4. Plan ahead. Plan ahead is a good advice in this world where you should and must control and direct where you have accepted responsibility. This is very important. This is like, especially for people who, like me, who are self-employed, or when you're in a job situation. If you have accepted responsibility, you must control and direct. So if you are a parent, you must control and direct where you have accepted responsibility. But it doesn't mean that you have to be rude or hit or be nasty. You are supposed to come from a space of love. And the space of love will never ever punish anybody. It will be patiently waiting for the other person helping themselves. And as a parent, you have to look after the body of your child, making sure that you do not harm the body or the mind of the child, and that you can deliver this body and mind to the child without having done any harm to it. Because some parents believe that they are allowed to hit their children or punish them or God knows what, do physical harm to them, or even mental harm by locking them in cupboards and God knows what crazy stuff they do. No, you're not allowed to do any of that. You're supposed to make sure that you're looking after the mind and the body of your child, to make sure that once they're ready, you can hand over their mind and body to them so they can do what they need to do in this world. So plan ahead is good advice in this world where you should and must control and direct where you have accepted responsibility. But the universal plan is in more appropriate hands. You will know all you need to know. Make no attempts to plan ahead in this respect. Make no attempts to plan ahead in the sense of the universal plan, or plan ahead to perform miracles. You do not need to plan ahead. You just need to say to yourself, to your higher self, you mean to God, establish that in your mind. Help me perform whatever miracles you want of me today. And then trust that on the way, on the things which you have planned to do, the miracles will happen. The miracles, you will encounter the people who will need your words, your presence to create a miracle. Take embarrassment away from them, or whatever. Give them some sort of an inspiration. It's about trust. Then we go to miracle number 5. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Miracles are habits. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles are usually misguided, and this will make the talent useless. I love this. The talent useless. Miracles are habits and should be involuntary. They should not be under conscious control. Consciously selected miracles are usually misguided, and this will make the talent useless. This reminds me of the talents in the Bible, that you come with certain amount of talents, and these talents, they have to be used in the greater good for humanity. I mean, I'm paraphrasing this. And this is just the same as we just talked about the body of our children. We must control and direct where you have accepted responsibility, but that means that you need to bring the mind and body intact to a certain stage in your children's life so they can take over. So their talents can be used, because they should not be under conscious control. If you consciously think that you need to put your kids straight, consciously selected miracles are usually misguided, and this will make the talent useless. I watched a terrible story yesterday on YouTube about a mother who has punished her kids severely and was constantly talking about, my kids are evil. My kids are evil, and children can be so evil, and it's done some absolutely crazy stuff to them, which is beyond me. But obviously this is totally misguided. And I've also been thinking about, is there really evil? And the Course in Miracle says, it's not really kind of talking about evil, it's talking about insanity. It's about the insanity of the ego. And I think this is quite interesting, not to fall into this belief, somebody's evil, he's eternally evil, eternally sinful, and there's no remedy. No, this is not how this is. It's just, he's insane, forgotten who they are. Miracle number 6. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. What are miracles? Do you remember? They're expressions of love. It could be even a smile. Definitely going to read the manual for teachers and the clarification for terms after we've done this. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. Miracle number 7. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. Oh, I love this. Purification is necessary first. And this is what we're doing in Qigong. We are preparing our mind and body for miracles, but we gotta purify. We gotta find the things which is bothering us and get rid of it. And when we are doing this purification with Qigong, this is a symbolic, gesture of a decision or intention where we are saying we want to get rid of those things which are blocking us. We want to get rid of those obstacles to love's presence. So we are kind of programming our mind and body that we are getting rid of the blockages, of purifying the body. I love it. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. And not purging in the way that you have to hit yourself and punish your body. It's not about this purification it's talking about. It's talking about letting go of the things which are making you miserable, which are keeping you in insanity. Miracle number 8. Miracles are a form of healing. They supply a lack and are performed by those who have more for those who have less, temporarily, it says here. I have added myself in writing. Let me just check. Yeah, it's because the word temporarily is added in here. It is added in the FIP version, but it's not here. Yeah, it's in both versions, but it's not here. Miracles are a form of healing. They supply a lack and are performed by those who have more for those who have less. 9. Miracles are a kind of exchange, like all expressions of love, which are always miraculous in the true sense. The exchange reverses the physical laws. Miracle 10. A miracle is a reversal of the physical order because it brings more love to the giver and the receiver. A miracle is misunderstood when it is regarded as a spectacle. So if you need to go and show off how you can heal somebody, then this is misguided. This is also one of the things which makes me, when I watch this on the social media, I really don't like it. When I see when they are waking up the Kundalini and I can see those convulsions people are doing, and then they are, first of all, I don't like that this is such a sudden awakening of this Jing energy. Jing is the Kundalini energy, and it's the creative power. But I don't like that this is a spectacle, and I don't even like, and what I definitely don't like is that it's being brought out to the social media like this. It's like exhibition. It's like porn. It's like spiritual porn. I really don't like it. And this is as well. I just see how much of all this Course in Miracle I have internalized. So the use of miracle as a spectacle to induce belief is wrong. They are really used for and by believers. Okay, a miracle is a reversal of the physical order because it brings more love to the giver and the receiver. A miracle is misunderstood when it is regarded as a spectacle. This is not at all in either of them, I don't think. Yes, it's not in. The use of miracle as a spectacle to induce belief is wrong. They are really used for and by believers. And then it says, Helen Schuckman is in brackets. Helen Schuckman has some fear about 11 and doubt about 9. And probably doubt induced by fear of 11. So what is interesting here is that we are now on 11, but in the Course in Miracle, this is still on 10. So there is a kind of a mix-up. The use of miracles, so this is on miracle number 11 here already. The use of miracle as a spectacle to induce belief is wrong. They are really used for and by believers. And then we are on 11b. It says, Helen has some fear about 11, which is the use of miracles as a spectacle to induce belief is wrong. And doubt about 9, which is miracles are a kind of exchange, like all expressions of love, which are always miraculous in the true sense. The exchange reverses the physical laws. And then she's also got probably doubt induced by fear of 11. And the 11 is the use of miracles as a spectacle to induce belief is wrong. They are really used for and by believers. And then it says, this is 11c, still in brackets, it's like a conversation. When you say, if you want me to, I will, please add. And if you don't want me to, I won't. This is the right use of inhibition. There has to be some control over learning for channelizing purposes. Remember, retroactive inhibition, which should be easy enough for you. So I've got no idea what retroactive inhibition means. I'm going to have to look it up. And it has to inhibit the old. It's a form of correction. So I'm going to have a look what retroactive inhibition actually means. So retroactive inhibition is a psychological term where the new learning inhibits the memory of the old learning. So, and it says here that sometimes the new learning is the more important and has to inhibit the old. It's a form of correction, and that's what we're doing together. We are correcting the thing together. And with this, we conclude our reading today. These were the first 11 miracle principles in the URTEXT manuscript, and there is quite a few pages left just for the miracle principle. There is another 15 pages, another 14 pages just talking about the principle of miracles, and we're going to go through them bit by bit. Thank you so much for being here. Here is a Qigong class for A Course in Miracles students. Here you have got the miracle principle from the 5th version. Here you have the introduction to the URTEXT manuscript. And here you have all the Course in Miracles lessons if you would like to start again with them with Qigong. Love, light and chi to you.